What's going on, guys? It's Reese with the Up North Fishing team. Today we're going to be going over what I like to do for drop shotting. You know, drop shotting has become a really big thing in the past few years. People are trying to get better at it, try to understand it more, so they can catch those finicky fish in deeper water during the summer or winter months when they're a little bit harder to catch. And I feel like I've got a pretty good system down for using the drop shot, and I'd like to share that with you today. So to start out, for my Dropshot rod, I've been using the Daiwa Alexa. This is a 7.2 medium light fast action rod, and I found this to be more of a true shaky head rod, so I just tied a shaky head on it, and I'm going to be done with this for drop shots for the year. But it's worked pretty well. You know, if you have any slightly limber spinning rod, it's going to work for drop shots. You just have to be aware of how stiff that rod is and not set the hook really hard if you have a stiff rod, or say you're using like a rod that's maybe a little bit too limber, then you're going to want to set the hook a little bit harder. So just keep that in mind. But I'm actually going and purchasing the new Daiwa Tattula, or it's not new, it's been out for a few years now, but it's the Daiwa Tattula 6 foot 11 inch medium light extra fast spinning rod for my drop shots, and that'll be a little bit better. And then I'm going to pair that with the new Shimano Sedona that came out with iCast. But that's pretty much it. I still have my favorite line on here for drop shots. This is 12 pound Sunline SX1, and then I tie the Alberto knot to 8 pound fluorocarbon. That's pretty much it for the rod. For the tackle, the terminal tackle I'm using for this, I've been using for my hook VMC Sure Set drop shot hooks. These are really good for the price. They're really sharp, and I haven't had any problems with breaking off fish on these, so I don't feel the need to go to a more expensive hook. It's like you get like 18 of these for around $4, so that's really good for quality hooks. What I do is I buy the number 2 size, which I think is perfect for drop shots, and then I just bend that out a little bit to give me a little bit wider gap and increase my hookups just to where I like it to be. Then for my weight, I'm usually using the Danielson Hensel drop shot weights. It's got that clip on top. I just clip my line in there, and a lot of people are worried about, you know, losing their weight too often. If I crimp 8 pound fluorocarbon into there and I cinch it in there, there is no way it's pulling off with any type of current or just a slight hang up. I really have to tug on that rod to get this to come free. So you don't have to worry about tying a knot to this. This will come off pretty tough, but it still will come off before your hook does, if this is what's hung. For the baits, for drop shotting, also for the weights, I like 1/4 ounce most of the time. Really don't go any lighter than that. I feel like it gets me down to where I need to be, and that I can just fish and not have to worry about my weight being on the bottom as much. And but if the water's deeper, I'll go to 3/8 ounce. Some of the baits I like to use, my favorite happens to be kind of an old standby. This is the Zoom Finesse worm. This is in sprayed grass color. I've had a lot of luck with this worm, and it's pretty translucent, but it's got a lot of flake in it, and it just shines in when it's sunny out and it's in a little bit clearer water. And then if the bite's a little bit more aggressive, or if I'm going after bigger fish, then I'll switch over to the trick worm. I've had no problem with a bigger fish going in and eating this whole thing and getting the hook. You know, if you're targeting bigger fish and you put a trick worm on a drop shot, they're going to inhale it, and you're not going to have problems with losing fish as long as you wait on that hook set until they have it. But other than that, you know, if I feel like they're feeding on bait fish a little bit more, I'll go to something like this. This is the Angler's Choice Kill Shot. It's the 4-inch, and I've got a guy who's on pro staff with Santone Lures, who's a company I talk to a lot, and he's pro staff with these guys, and so he really pushes them, these kill shots, and so I've been trying them out. I haven't really given a ton of time to them yet, so I can't give my honest opinion on them, but there's some pretty cool baits. I'll take one out. There's some pretty sweet baits, and really thin, perfect for a drop shot. They're neutrally buoyant, so they just stand out like that, and have a lot of action. So I check these ones out. Other than that, I'll use the Berkeley Gulp minnows. The 3-inch or the 4-inch work. They just give off a lot of scent and attract the fish pretty well. They don't have a whole lot of action, and I usually don't use these unless I absolutely have to. This is kind of the smallest profile I'll go to. This is a 3-inch, and other than that, I'll just, you know, toss it out altogether, because that's a really small minnow, and if they're not eating that, then either they're not there or they're just not biting whatsoever. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just the Zoom finesse worm, and then the trick worm, and then these kill shots for if I feel like they're feeding on bait fish a little bit more. That's pretty much it. I like to keep it really simple, and I think that helps you out. You don't have to overcomplicate it. If you have a few colors, that's always good. Typically I'm drop shotting in clear water, so I like a little bit more translucent baits. But if it's a little bit darker water, then I'll switch over to like a green pumpkin or something of that nature. But I think that's it, and hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully you guys can take these out to the water and maybe learn a few things and find some more confidence in the drop shot. I know I've put more time into it this year, and it's really helped me out. So I'll catch you guys next time, and see you later.